Hi everyone, Mrs. Ryan here again. So we are going to be on page 4, the back page of our, hi everyone, we're going to be on page 4, the back page of our practice papers here. Of course, we're going to need our pencil, but this is where our 3 colored pencils are going to come in. It would be very helpful if you had a green, a blue, and an orange. These are the colors that were used on the Math Antics video that you just watched. So hopefully you can get these colors. If not a big deal. You can find something else and just swap them out. These are just going to help us understand the placement value of our work. So I'm going to flip the camera around and let's go ahead and get started. All right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more this time. I think that might be helpful. There we go. Maybe even more. Can I zoom in more? There we go. Okay. So let's start with this problem right here. We're looking for the product or the answer of a multiplication problem of 315 times 6. So we're going to use the same color strategy that the instructor used in Math Antics. For the first, or the ones place, we're going to use green. So actually on this next one, I'm going to go ahead and put the ones place in green and the ones place in green. That way I don't have to worry about this top row later. Then I'm going to do the tens place in orange. Well, there's no orange there. This 2 is in the tens place, and this 8 is in the tens place. Later, I'm going to use this blue one for the hundreds, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So let's go ahead and first practice with this triple digit multiplied by a single digit. Okay, so we're going to first multiply 6 by 5. 6 by 5 is 30. So I'm going to put the 0 here, and I need to carry the 3 because I'm only filling out the ones spot, okay? Now I'm going to do 6 times 1. 6 times 1 is 6, but I carried that 3 over, so I have to add that in. So again, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 goes in the tens spot. Then I have to multiply it by the hundred spot. So 6 times 3, 6 times 3 is 18. There's nothing I have to add, so I'm just going to write 18. And that's my answer. The product of 315 times 6 is 1,890. All right, let's move on now to multiplying triple digits against double digits. Okay, so here we have a number that's in the ones placement and one that's in the tens placement, okay? So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to focus on the green number first, okay? So 3 times 5 is 15. So I'm going to put the 5 down, but I have to carry that 1 because I was only doing the 1 spot. Now I'm going to focus on the 10 spot. 3 times 3 is 9, and I have to add that back in. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I'm only filling in the 10 spot, so that means I have to carry that 1 from the 10. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. Okay, now I'm going to shade this green, so I want you to do that as well, because 1,305 is what 3 times 435 equals. Okay, that would be like if we did the area model and we just we separated these numbers out to 20 and 3. Okay, so now we're going to worry about this 2 here. But it's not really a 2. It's technically a 20, right? Because it's in the 10 spot. So since we're starting in the 10 spot, we're going to put a 0 here in the 1 spot because we're not doing anything with this space. We're starting in this spot. So now we're going to take 2 times each of these digits. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to put my 0 here and carry a new 1. Oh, I should have put the 1 right here over the 3 because that's what I'm doing next. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 times 4 is 8. And now I'm going to color in, or shade, that. So 3 times 435 is 1,305. 20 times 435 is 8,700. So now all I have to do is add these up. So this is a 5. This is 0, 7, 8, 9, 10. Carry the 1. 8, 9, 10. That's a strange number, isn't it? 10,005, or just 10,005. Okay, let's try it again right here. So we have 88. We're first going to multiply the 8 in the ones place against 523. And then we are going to multiply the 8 in the tens place, which is technically 80, times 523. So let's get started. 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm going to put my 4 here because I'm just doing the one spot. I have to carry that 2 from that 24 up to the next position because I was only doing the one spot. Now I'm going to do the tens spot. 8 times 2 is 16, but I have to add what I carried over. So 16, 17, 18. Put the 8 there, carry the 1. 8 times 5 is going to give me 40. 40 plus 1 is 42. Wait, did I do that right? No, 40 plus 1 is 40. I'm a silly goose. So 8 times 523 equals, guys, I'm a goober. I even said 41, but I wrote down 40. Were you yelling at me? 8 times 523 equals 4,184. I'm going to erase some of this stuff because it gets kind of confusing when I write so much. Now we're going to take 80, because this is the 8, right? If we put this in expanded form, 80 times 523. Well, to do that, I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place. So now this would be 80. So 8 times 3, again, we already know is 24. So I'm going to put the 4 there, carry the 2. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 2, 16, 17, 18. Put my 8 there, carry the 1. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 1 is 41, not 40 because I'm a goober. I want you to do this also. I want you to shade in 4,184 because this is what 8 times 523 equals. And I want you to shade in the second number because that is what 80 times 523 equals. And then we're just going to add them up. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8, 9, 10. Did I line these up okay? 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6, and 4. That's why lining up your numbers is very important. But you can see my 4 didn't quite line up with my 1 there, so I confused myself. There we go. That's the answer. Now we're going to move on to triple digits multiplied by triple digits. So this would be the same as this example that we did almost. Or can you see that okay? How we had an area model that was a 3 by 3 because we have 3 digits by 3 digits. So we're going to do 3 digits by 3 digits, but we're going to do it in the algorithm form. So to get us prepped again for this line, why don't we go ahead and color in our numbers that are in the ones spot that we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply this 2, and that's in the one spot. Later, we'll multiply this 8, and then we'll multiply this 4 once we get to that last problem. Let's make our tens place orange again. So this 2 is in the tens spot. This 9 is in the tens spot. This 1 is in the tens spot. And finally, our last placement value will be the hundreds. So this would be 4 hundreds, right? Hundred spot, 100, and 200. Eventually, we won't need to use these colors anymore. It's just that the colors help us understand where all of our digits are coming from. Okay, so let's now focus on this problem right here, this multiplication problem. We're looking for the product or the answer of 232 multiplied against 422. So we are going to, again, first focus on the one spot. We're going to take 2 times 232. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4 again. I'm going to highlight that green or shade it in green because that was my first 2 multiplied by those digits. Now I'm going to look at the 10 spot. Since I'm starting in the 10 spot, I have to put something here in this blank. That's why I have to put that 0 because I'm starting in the tens spot. So now I'm going to take 2 or 22 times, that probably confused you. I'm going to take 2 multiplied by each of these numbers. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 2 is 4. Now I'm going to color those in orange so I know that matches my 10 spot right here. And now I am ready to multiply the 400 spot. Now since I'm starting in the hundreds, I can't just leave this blank over here. I have to put something in there. So I'm starting here in the hundreds because that's where this 4 is. So I have to put these zeros here to hold that place value. So now I'm going to take 4 times 2, which is 8. 4 times 3, which is 12. But I can't just put 12 down, so I have to carry that 1 to the next number that I'm going to multiply it against. 4 times 2 is 8, plus that 1 is 9. And then we should highlight this blue. Then we're going to add them up. So if you just wanted to know what 2 times 232 would be, well, the product of that would just be 464. If you wanted to know what 20 times 232 is, well, that's going to be 4,640. If you wanted to know what 400 times 232 would be, well, that's going to be 92,800. So now let's add it up. So that would be 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. Have to carry that 1. 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1. Oh boy, hold on. That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So then I'm going to put my 9 down and carry my 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and then 9. So our answer is 97,904. All right, let's move on to this middle problem here. 136 multiplied against 198. Multiplied against 198. So let's start with the 8 in the 1 spot. So 8 times 6 is 48. So I'm going to put the 8 down in the 1 spot, but now I'm going to carry that 4 from that 48. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus the 4 I carried over would be 28. I'm going to put another 8 down and carry that 2. 8 times 1 is 8 plus those 2 I carried over, so that would be 8, 9, 10. I'm done, so I'm just going to write 10. Okay. I use these carrying over. You can either cross them off or because there's not a lot of space here, I'm just going to erase mine. I'm going to highlight this green to represent 8 times 136. Okay. Now, let's do the 90 spot. So since it's in the tens, we have to put a 0 here to show that this is focusing on the tens spot, right? We just can't leave it blank. And now we're going to take 9 times 6, 9 times 3, and 9 times 1. So we know that 9 times 6 is 54. So I'm going to put a 4 here, and then I'm going to carry that 5. 9 times 3 is going to be 27 plus 5. So that's 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 2. Carry that 3. 9 times 1 is 9 plus the 3. That would be 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, I already can see I didn't line these up very well. See how my 1 isn't quite over the 2? That's going to confuse me later, so I'm going to fix that a little bit. There. Kind of also helps if you put in commas. So since that is the 10 spot, I'm going to highlight that, and it will match. Now we just have the 100s spot left, or the 100 spot. This just happens to be 100. Since we're starting with that, we need to put zeros in the 1 spot and in the 10 spot, because we are going to put our first answer right here in the 100 spot, because that is what this number represents. So 1, I'm going to erase those. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. And 1 times 1 is 1. And now I'm going to add those up. So this is 8. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How to carry that. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2. So my answer is 26,928. All right, now we're going to do our last one together here. This multiplication problem is 523 multiplied against 214. Let's start always with the 1 spot. We're going to take this 4 and we're going to multiply it by each of these digits. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. I'm only filling in the first spot because I'm going straight down here, right? So since it's 12, I have to carry that 1. I'm going to have to add it in later. 4 times 2 is 8, plus that 1 I carried over, which is 9. 4 times 5 is 20. I don't have to carry anything because there's nothing else to do. So I'm just going to put down my 20. And then I'm going to color this green. Now I'm going to focus on the tens spot. Since I'm focusing on the tens spot, I have to put a 0 in the 1 spot because I'm ignoring that now. Like, doesn't matter. We're focusing on the tens, so I have to put that 0 there. I'm going to erase that. Okay, so 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. Well, that was pretty simple, right? Because it was a 1. I'm going to highlight that orange because 10 times 523 is 5,230. That leaves us with this 2 in the 200s spot, or the hundreds spot. So I'm going to have to put 2 zeros down because I'm doing this 2 that's in the hundreds spot. Now I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to multiply it by the 3, and then by the 2, and then by the 5. So first, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. Boop, there we go. I should color that blue. And now I'm going to add them up. That would be 2, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have to carry that 1. 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Put a 1 there, but I have to carry that 1. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So our answer, or our product, is 111,922. And there we go. Now, if you're not used to this, this is going to be a little confusing. But once you get the grasp of this, it goes much faster than the area model. But really, you're going to end up doing whichever one you like best. But in the end, this one will be quicker. So the more you practice this one, the faster you'll be able to complete these calculations by hands in case we don't have a calculator handy. Now, you're going to move on to a quiz, which is really just, to help you practice. On the quiz, you can use your colored pencils to mark your spots. That is very helpful. You do not have to, but you can, okay? So make sure you do that. Take your time on the quiz. The quiz is on Nearpod. It's the next activity. And then when you're done, be sure to complete the last Nearpod activities. There are some polls and some other questions for you to answer. All right? Thanks for all of your hard work and trying so hard on this. I'm really proud of you.